Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Corn Belt. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. While bitterly cold temperatures continue to dominate the northern plains and the upper Midwest, and we could see some of that cold air sinking into parts of the central and eastern Corn Belt here as we get into early next week, perhaps on the heels of a swath of accumulating snow through the central plains, the mid-Mississippi Valley, and into parts of the eastern Corn Belt. As we look at the precipitation forecast here over the next week or so, looking at the anomalies, the bias or the wet bias is going to be strongest across parts of the Mid-South, the eastern Corn Belt, into the east and the northeast. But here where we see, you don't see a corridor of higher precipitation here, but this is where we could see that snow as we get into around the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame. We'll talk about that in detail here in a moment. Temperatures on Friday morning got a big variance across parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest. That's where temperatures are in the single digits to the teens, all the way down to the 30s and 40s as you head across parts of the Ozarks into the eastern Corn Belt, the Mid-South, Kentucky, and Tennessee near 50 degrees as we get the day started on this Friday morning. Now check out the satellite picture. You can see the very strong jet streak diving in across the southwest. That's what's going to help set the stage for this active pattern as we head into first this weekend and then especially into the early part of next week. Got another jet streak right here, upper level divergence. Upper level winds are spreading out, fanning out. That leads to a lot of upward vertical motion, and that is why we see this big area of showers and storms across the southeast. As we look at the radar picture then, what's going on underneath those clouds, again, that upper level divergence right here across the southeast, I apologize, is what's kicking off that large area of showers and storms. Elsewhere across the Corn Belt, we do have some light snow across the Dakotas into the upper Midwest. Maybe some light snow flurries falling here across parts of Nebraska as well. What you're seeing here across central Illinois and parts of southern Minnesota not making it to the ground. Now, it's been a mostly dry last 48 hours. We did have a swath of some light snow showers make their way across parts of Illinois and Indiana. And we've continued to see at least light snow accumulations here across part of the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, where there's been some more significant snow accumulations across northern Wisconsin into the UP of Michigan. Now, as we just kind of take a snapshot look at where we're headed over the next few days, as we head through the rest of the day today, isolated areas of wintry precipitation possible across parts of the Dakotas, Nebraska, Iowa, far northern Illinois into the upper Midwest, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, with heavy rain continuing across parts of eastern Kentucky and Tennessee, as well as far eastern Ohio. As we head into the day tomorrow, Saturday, our first little storm system sneaks through the area. Now, this one at one point looked like it might be a more significant storm in parts of maybe Illinois and Indiana right now. Just looking at some light rain and snow showers in this area on Saturday. A few raindrops, a few snowflakes, not talking about any significant snow accumulation from this as this storm system lifts off to the northwest. It's going to be this as it moves into our area early next week. So Sunday, starting to see some snow now forming across Nebraska, Kansas, parts of Missouri. Also seeing some lake effect snow here across parts of the Great Lakes. And then as we get into Monday, this is when our storm, the next storm, takes full shape across parts of the east and the south Corn Belt. This would include snow possibly across Kansas, Missouri, central Illinois, getting into central and northern Indiana, as well as northern Ohio, with rain possible, or rain likely on the south end here. Some thunderstorms even possible in the Ohio River Valley and then parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. And as we get into Tuesday, this system quickly lifts off to the north and to the east. High pressure on the backside going to lead to some bitterly cold temperatures wherever we do see that swath of snow here. This is where overnight lows could drop into the single digits Monday night and Tuesday night with that fresh snowpack on the ground and high pressure moving back over the top of it. So here's a look at the jet stream, what's kind of driving all of this. Remember I pointed out the very strong jet streak on the satellite picture. I also pointed out this area of upper level divergence right now, this other jet streak across the southeast. So where are we headed then over the next 5 days or so? We'll go ahead and let this play out and I'll bring it back. We'll step through time so you can see each of the disturbances here. As we head into the day on Saturday, here's the trough right now that's bringing the chance for some precipitation, some rain and snow showers in parts of the eastern Corn Belt and some heavier rain across the southeast. To take this off and then move into Sunday, here you see it. Here's the next trough beginning to dive into the area, crossing the Four Corners around midnight on Sunday. Strong jet stream winds overspreading the central and eastern Corn Belt right now, driving the development of the surface low pressure and the precipitation down at the surface. As we get into Monday now, this trough making its way across the central U.S., beginning to amplify as it does so On the backside, high pressure moves in, and we've also got upper level convergence. So now we've got jet stream winds that are coming together. This is a dry pattern on the backside there across the Corn Belt, so we do quiet down as we head into the end of next week, as it looks right now. So taking a look at the high-resolution NAM model, the precipitation type forecast, we'll be able to see the Saturday storm system here as we get going. We're at midnight on Saturday now, getting into sunrise on Saturday morning, seeing a light wintry mix across parts of Illinois, parts of Indiana, maybe some heavier precipitation getting out of the area across eastern Ohio as we start the day on Saturday. Heading into midday Saturday afternoon, again, light rain and light snow showers off and on, continuing across parts of the Great Lakes and the eastern Corn Belt. And then that's as we get into Saturday night, into Sunday morning, starting to see some snow developing across parts of Nebraska, light snow possible further north off across the Dakotas, all the way up to the U.S. and Canada border. And then taking this to the end of this model run, we can get it all the way out to about noon on Sunday. And now we're starting to see this precipitation shield develop. This is the one that could produce that corridor of snow generally through this region here as we head through Sunday night into Monday. So this is the early stage of it here, early on Sunday afternoon. Now we can take a better look at this Monday storm system here, looking at the European model. We'll take it quickly through the weekend. We've already covered the Saturday storm system. Again, you see the very light precipitation possible here across parts of the Great Lakes and the eastern Corn Belt. Heavier precipitation possible across eastern Ohio, parts of western Pennsylvania, as this storm system really amplifies off to the northeast. A much more significant storm system in that region. Heading into Sunday evening now and Monday, now we're seeing this next area of low pressure, the area of low pressure moving across the Ohio River Valley. And on the north side, that's where we could see that corridor of some snow with, of course, a dividing line here, some freezing rain possible on the dividing line here between the rain and the snow across parts of south central Illinois, south central Indiana, getting into parts of central Ohio. Now, we're not going to talk about exact snow accumulation amounts here, but what we can do is look at the ensemble forecast here. This is the European ensemble forecast, probability of snowfall over 1 inch. So we can kind of get a good idea here where the model wants that primary zone, or the most likely zone of snow accumulation here across much of Kansas, the northern half of Missouri into central Illinois, northern and central Indiana, and then a big chunk of Ohio. Now we can look at the probability of 3 inches of snow or greater accumulating. And again, you can see right through central Kansas, the northern half of Missouri, central and northern Illinois, northern Indiana getting into southern Michigan, and then the northern half of Ohio. This seems to be our favored corridor for some accumulating snow here. Again, we're not likely looking at a crippling snow event here, but it certainly does look like on the high end, maybe 4 to 8 inches of snow possible in here. Probably going to be more talking about 2 to 6 across the swath here from Kansas into the Great Lakes. The GFS model, we're looking at the probability of 3 inches of snow accumulating here again. We see a similar picture, maybe just a hair further north. The GFS closer to the Nebraska-Kansas border, the northern half of Missouri once again, central and northern Illinois getting into northern Indiana, big chunk of Michigan and northern Ohio as well. Total liquid precipitation, again, the heaviest precipitation falling across the southeast, parts of eastern Kentucky and Tennessee getting into the Ohio River Valley, and then here is that corridor of accumulating snow that could fall here Sunday night into Monday and then Monday night. Now, where are we headed beyond this? Well, the good news, if you're not quite ready to dive into full-on winter, is it does look like we'll see, again, this trough move through. This is what drives the storm, the snow possibilities here early next week. And on the backside, we see high pressure move in, ridging across the central United States, and this could mean a warm-up here as we head into the December 20th or so time frame. Just finishing with a look at the high temperatures for the next few days. Your highs for the day on Friday, coldest off to the north where we're in the single digits to near 10 degrees. Highs all the way down to near 60 degrees as you head into Kansas, 40s across the mid-south. That colder air starts coming in on the backside of the first storm system here Saturday. High temperatures below zero across parts of North Dakota, northwestern Minnesota, all the way down to the 50s in the south. Sunday, that cooler air begins to spill a bit further to the south, and then here's your highs on Monday. This again would be when we've got that snow event going on, and then that dividing line. Wherever we see the dividing line between freezing temperatures and sub-freezing temperatures, that's going to be the cutoff here between significant or some accumulating snow and the other alternative being the rain-snow mix. Highs on Tuesday on the backside, very cold, dropping back into the 20s. This, of course, question marks here because I think that we may see temperatures actually come in a bit colder if we get that a swath of accumulating snow. So high temps possibly in the low 20s to near 20 degrees on Tuesday across the eastern Corn Belt. Taking a look at the overnight lows then, as we wake up tomorrow, temperatures 10 below zero in the Dakotas, above freezing off to the south, that colder air spilling a bit further south on Sunday morning. Here are your Monday morning lows, and then we'll talk about Tuesday. And that's when, again, we could see temperatures dropping well below normal here from central Kansas into parts of the eastern Corn Belt where we see that snow. Overnight lows in the single digits possible Monday night into Tuesday. And as always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Monday morning ag forecast video. He'll also have one last look at that Monday snowfall forecast, perhaps with some specific snow accumulation amounts. And then I'll be back to talk about the Corn Belt once again on Tuesday. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.